Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to another episode of KLA Sports. I am your host, Kyle Alexander. And man, it feels great to be back. Now, I apologize for not uploading in a while. I know I said I was going to do stuff, but now this is where the treat comes in. I got a gift for y'all. So, it's December, it's Christmas time. And how YouTubers be doing that Vlogmas thing where they vlog every day till Christmas. But I'm doing something similar. I will give you guys 25 days of Christmas. So that means I would be uploading every day up until Christmas. I'll be uploading every day up until Christmas about sports, whatever's going on. It can be anything. So this video is Thanksgiving week, football Thanksgiving week, winners and losers in college and NFL. Now tomorrow could be a reaction video. I don't know what you guys see. Now, the only thing is my schedule because I'm still in school, but break is coming up. So, but I'm gonna try my best to get these out every day. So yeah, without further ado, this is first episode of 25 days of Sportsmas. Well, that's what we'll call this, 25 days of Sportsmas. This is the first day, and this is football Thanksgiving week, winners and losers. Now, in case or not in case, I know I missed Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to everyone, even though it's belated, but I just want to say I'm thankful for all of you subscribers. You really help support me on this channel, and yeah, I'm just really thankful for all the support I've been getting. And so yeah, and I know on Thanksgiving y'all been stuffing y'all face with turkey, mac and cheese, watching football. And that's what we're going to review here today. So, the first, we got winners and losers of the Thanksgiving week. I say like Thanksgiving up until yesterday. Because today is Sunday. We still got NFL games. My Ravens play the 49ers. Hope this Ravens get this dub and that the Texans beat the Patriots tonight. So that way my Ravens can get that first seed. But without further ado, we're going to start with the winners. So the first winner of Thanksgiving week will be the Buffalo Bills. Yes, the Buffalo Bills beat the Cowboys on Thanksgiving, or blew them out. But they now improved to 9-3. And that's also them clinching another winning season. That was I think that's been their fourth winning season in 4 years. So yeah, that's not a good ratio, but it's still good for them. They've basically secured the 5th seed. They haven't clinched it or nothing, but to me, there's no other. The closest team to them right now is Pittsburgh, and they're 3 games behind. So I highly doubt, they're 3 games behind. So I highly doubt that they don't make the playoffs. So Bills, they've quote unquote secured the 5th seed. Also, now I'm not gonna lie, I doubted the Bills because up until this point I was like, man, the only good teams that they went up against was New England and the Eagles, or I can't even count the Eagles as a good team. The Eagles, they look somewhat okay, but those were the only 2 good, decent teams that they played, and they lost. And I was like, to me, Buffalo they're not legit. I'm a little skeptical, but after that Thanksgiving game, they proved me wrong. They proved they can be a threat. And me and my brother were talking about this on Thanksgiving. He said that if Buffalo if they get that 5th seed, they're going to be trouble. And I honestly agree with him. Buffalo, they can run the ball. They got Devin Singletary, who can run the ball and also go out the backfield and catch. Frank Gore, who is still getting it done at, I don't even know, 50 at this point. He's probably 50 at this point. Josh Allen can run the ball, but he's also a leader, and he's a good leader. He can throw the ball. He can lead his team, and he can lead his team in games. Josh Allen, he's a good quarterback. He's the second best quarterback from his class. Excuse me. And good O-line. John Brown has been great this year. He's been nothing but consistent this year. Cole Beasley is doing a good job. Because to me, Cole Beasley, those were 2 good signings for Buffalo. Cole Beasley is that underneath guy who runs runs short intermediate routes. and can also extend the play if Josh Allen has to like run out the pocket or extend the route. I mean, if Josh Allen extends the play, and John Brown, he can run short routes, but he's that deep threat to take the top off, and that's the main compliment to Josh Allen because Josh Allen has an arm, he has a rocket. So John Brown was a perfect complementary fit. Then he also got I think Dawson Knox, the tight end. He had that one breakout game this year, but he's been playing good this year, pretty consistent. But the main thing for me on that Thanksgiving game, Buffalo's defense showed up. I think it was like 3 to 4. It was like 3 to 4 sacks. They got a stop on fourth down. They got pressure on Dak on 4th and goal to have to force Dak to throw the ball or have a bad pass. They got a strip sack on Dak. So Buffalo's defense has been doing their thing. And another thing, Buffalo's found their franchise backfield. They found Josh Allen, Devin Singletary. That's the future of that team. That's their franchise backfield, and that's why they could be trouble, or they will be trouble if they go into the playoffs. All right, next up, my next winner is actually a player on the Bills, and his name is Josh Allen. Now, Josh Allen, his rookie year didn't look too great, if I'm being honest. Or he looked kind of iffy, but this year he's definitely improved. In that game, he had 231 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, 0 interceptions. Also had a rushing touchdown. A thing to me was he looked so poised. He looked poised. I remember before halftime, or not right, it wasn't right before halftime, but in the second quarter, there was a play where he was in the pocket. O-line did their job. They were blocking the D-line. And Josh Allen just sat there chilling. Like he didn't even move. He just sat there, went through his progressions, threw it over the middle. Boom, easy completion. And then 2 plays later, was it 4th and 1, QB sneak, Josh Allen fumbles it, dives into the pile to pick up the ball, and then like pushes his way through to get a first. Now I don't really know how to describe it, but that's good instinct, I'll say. That's good instinct. He's showing he's improving as a QB. He's improving as a player. He's showing that he can be a leader. He showed that he's a dual threat. He's deadly in the air and on the ground. His decision making looked better in that game. Also before coming into that game, the last couple games, his touchdown interception ratio was better than the first couple games he started out. But his touchdown interception ratio has been improving. But his decision making in that game was better. He's going through his progressions, looking. He's not panicking. Where if his pressure's like, oh crap, oh what do? I gotta run. He'll move in the pocket. He'll move out the pocket. He'll move in or out the pocket if he has to. Look to pass, and if nothing's open, he can take off. His decision making looks better. It looks like a veteran who's been doing this for like years. Well, not all that, but he looks like a good veteran, I'll say. And he proved that he's the franchise QB. Because listen, a lot of people don't talk about him from that class because from that 2018 class, it was last year, everybody's talking about Baker Mayfield. This year, everybody's talking about Lamar. But Josh Allen has proven that he's a top quarterback from that class. Lamar and Josh Allen are the 2 best quarterbacks from that class. Josh Allen I feel he's under the radar, and nobody's really giving him the credit that he deserves. And he's proved to Buffalo that, hey, I'm your guy, I'm your franchise guy. And who knows, maybe he takes him to a Super Bowl eventually in his career. We just have to find out. We'll just have to wait and find out. Now, my next winner, this is a two for one deal. It's a team, but it's also a quarterback. And my next winner is the Detroit Lions and David Blough. I'll say Blough. I don't know. I'm sorry if I butcher his name, but yes, you're probably thinking, Kyle, what are you talking about? The Lions just lost to the Bears on Thanksgiving. I get that. I know they lost, but It doesn't take away from the fact that David Blow had a great game for his NFL debut. Now, some background history: he was played at Purdue, and he played in that game against Ohio State when they had Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne Haskins, he only played 1 year, but he played in that game against Dwayne Haskins when Purdue beat Ohio State. And excuse me. And then he was undrafted, I believe, and then he went to the Cleveland Browns. Now, the first time I heard about him was when Madden came out. He tweeted, "If anybody can win the championship with me," because he was like the lowest rated quarterback or something. But he tweeted, "Hey, anybody wins a Super Bowl with me in Madden as a starting quarterback, I'll give you." He's like, "I'll give you like $200 or something." Then found out he got traded to the Lions. Matt Stafford gets hurt. Jeff Driscoll played, then Driscoll got hurt, and now they started David Blow on Thanksgiving. So his first NFL start was on a big stage, or a popular stage, I'll say. In his debut, he accumulated 280 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Interception didn't come till the end, but before that, he was looking good. He was driving the team. He was honestly driving the team downfield. What's his name? Chicago had some mistakes, but Blow was leading his team downfield. He made good decisions in that game. He made some good decisions. His throwing was good. His accuracy was all right, but he still needs some work. But the thing I got out of that game was not that the Bears won, or that Trubisky looked decent in that game. The thing I got out of it was that David Blow showed that he can be an NFL quarterback. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be elite status, but the main thing that stood out to me this year in the NFL and to everyone has been backup quarterbacks. Half the league has had backup quarterbacks play. Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater stepping in for Drew Brees when he was hurt. Who else? Matt Moore stepping in for Patrick Mahomes. Andrew Luck retiring in preseason, and Jacoby Brissett having to step up and become the starter. Mason Rudolph taken for Roethlisberger. Now Ducky Hodges is taking over for Mason Rudolph. Backup quarterbacks have been taking over the league this year. They're not just backup; they're backup young quarterbacks, most of them, and they're showing that this is the future of the NFL. And David Blow, he showed that he can be, he'll be an average to he can be like a little bit above average QB. But now this is a win for the Lions, because they can move on from Stafford if they want to, or they have a potential QB of the future. So they can figure out what they want to do with Stafford, maybe like if Stafford retires, or if they want to ship Stafford, save some cap space, and then try and get Blow to be the franchise QB. But to me, I feel David Blow has the potential to be the team's franchise QB. And I feel he can do more with the Lions than Matt Stafford did. I believe that. Lions have a better defense this year, even though their record is like 3-8-1, the record's like, they don't look that great this year. There has been some superstition that the Lions are cursed, but they have a pretty good receiving core. Got a good tight end, nice young tight end, and T.J. Hawkinson. Him and David Blow can develop chemistry. Nice young running back in Kerryon Johnson, even though he's hurt. If he can stay healthy. Good O-line. And to me, honestly, couple draft picks, couple signings. And David Blow can be the QB of the future for the Lions. All right, my next winner, another team that played late on Thanksgiving, is the New Orleans Saints. They clinched their division with that win against the Falcons, and they're the first team to clinch a playoff spot this year. Got revenge on the Falcons, and now they move on to 10-2, looking to get that first or second seed. They could get the first seed if the Ravens win. Hopefully, Ravens do, but right now, I believe they have the second seed. Excuse me, because they're like half a game ahead of Green Bay because they played on Thursday. But Green Bay also lost to the 49ers, so I believe the Saints hold the second seed right now. So the Saints are honestly looking at a bye. Saints are looking at a bye week, and not only that, but something I got out of this and the Saints season, this whole the Saints season and this game, I got one thing: they're prepared for the future with Teddy Bridgewater and Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill, he is their human Swiss Army knife. He's that whatchamacallit. He's like the ace or no, he's like a no. All right. So he's the wild card that you have in Uno. He can be anything you want. Running back. He can run the ball and to take direct snaps, run the ball. He can throw the ball. He's a pretty good passer. He can throw the ball, trick people, and be like, oh, they're about to run it with Taysom Hill. Be like, nope, I'm about to pass it. What else? He can go out and catch the ball. He can line up at tight end, receiver, running back, and go out the backfield. He can go out and catch the ball. And also, he could play defense too. He's a good returner. And also, I remember he had that block punt on against the Falcons. Then he caught it. He caught a touchdown, and then he ran for one. Only threw one pass, I believe. Yeah, he only threw one pass, and it was incomplete. But yeah, Taysom Hill has shown he's a human Swiss Army knife. He's that wild card. He's gonna help the Saints revolutionize that offense and take it to the next level. And Teddy Bridgewater, he didn't play that game, but he's played this season. I believe the Saints were undefeated in the games that Teddy Bridgewater has started. Teddy Bridgewater, now I remember last year I was a little skeptical of him because of that game he played at the end of the year when the Saints already clinched the playoff spot and they played the Panthers. I'm like, ooh, I don't know if Teddy Bridgewater can do it. But then you gotta think, this man has missed like 2 years of football. And then he came in for the Rams this year, and it was like, oh, well, that was just a bad game from the start. Drew Brees getting hurt, and they were already in a hole. But then after that, Teddy Bridgewater shown he can be a franchise QB. He stepped up, did his job while Drew Brees was out, led them to like 5-0 when he was in. So I honestly believe that's the future of the Saints as they are the first team to clinch a playoff spot, and yeah, as they won the division. Yeah, that's why the Saints are winners. I believe they have the future. They have the future of their offense with Teddy Bridgewater and Taysom Hill. Next up, my last winner of this weekend is LSU quarterback Joe Burrow. He broke the SEC single season passing yards record. Beat Texas A&M. I believe they blew him out. All of this improved his draft stock tremendously. I remember before the season, I didn't even hear about Joe Burrow. I remember he was at Ohio State, but then I looked into him, or I looked into his background. He was a backup at Ohio State, transferred to LSU, and I even heard this from some people. They said Joe Burrow was looking to be like a fourth, fifth round QB. Now he's the number one QB and the Heisman frontrunner. He became the number one QB in the draft. Tua's stock fell because of the injury, but his stock fell when Joe Burrow beat Alabama. But his stock has fallen a little more with that injury. Justin Herbert, I remember he was like a top QB last year. He's been good this year, but I believe Burrow is the consensus number one QB in this class. He's been improving a lot. He's a great dual threat. He can throw the ball, can throw it deep. He will dissect you. He will dissect any defense. He's learned LSU's offense, doing a great job there. He can run the ball too. Like his playmaking and thinking on his feet, like that's a great skill that he has. That's one of his best traits is his quickness to think on his feet. So when that went over A&M, and then also I don't want to. No, you guys already know by now. Also with Alabama, I didn't want to spoil this because I have Alabama as one of my losers, but also Alabama losing helps improve his stock because that knocks Alabama. I believe that knocks Alabama out the playoffs. So then LSU's looking at the 1 or 2 seed. LSU, they're gonna beat whoever they play. So if they play Clemson, they're gonna beat Clemson. I just feel like they're gonna beat Clemson. Clemson hasn't been that great this year. They're beating Clemson. And it's going to be LSU and Ohio State in the championship game, and that's going to be his test. That's going to show, or that's going to be where that's going to be the game the Bengals watch, because let's be honest, the Bengals, they got the first pick. And if they're looking at QB, they're like, all right, should we take Burrow? They're like, all right, Burrow has a lot of upside, and he's been great this year. But that's going to be the test to show Burrow that he is the number one QB, possibly player in this draft. To me, Chase Young is still the number one player, but Burrow has been phenomenal this year, and he just keeps on improving. And to me, he's a franchise QB. He's going to be a franchise QB. All right, so that was it for the winners. Now let's go on to the losers. First up, Dallas Cowboys. Oh, boy. I know, and honestly, I don't know if I do this on here, but I probably do. But I hate on the Cowboys a lot, and that's because I'm an Eagles fan. Like I said, I'm a Ravens and Eagles fan. But Dallas they lost it on Thanksgiving to the Bills, got blown out. Put up what was it? They scored one touchdown. Then they gave up like 26 unanswered points or something like that. They're currently sitting at 6-6, so they're 500. And Philadelphia plays the Miami Dolphins today. Cowboys are still winless against teams that were 500 or better going into that game. And honestly, they might miss the playoffs because they have a tough schedule remaining for the season. The Cowboys, then the Eagles have an easier schedule. Like I just said, the Eagles play the Dolphins. Now the Dolphins have been playing better, but come on, that should be a gimme. I mean, I'm not gonna say nothing, but like Philly still has a chance, even though they haven't been playing that great. They have a chance to win a division. Because let's be honest, the only way a team in the NFC East is making the playoffs, there's only one team making it, and that's the division winner. The Cowboys, for the rest of the year, they have 4 games left. They play the Bears on Thursday night. They could lose that, but with the way Trubisky's playing, I think he's going to be bad. Then they play the Rams, who honestly I could see them losing to. And then they play the Eagles. That's going to be the main game right there. So Dallas just hasn't been great this year. And the Cowboys fans are think, oh, Dallas is great. We're going to win the Super Bowl. No, you're not. Like, Dallas has fans and the Cowboys have all these expectations of, oh, we're a Super Bowl contender. But really, you're not. You're not that great. To me, the Cowboys, they're like the... Man, I don't know how to... They're just overrated. Like, they're overrated. They're not that great. Not a Super Bowl contender. They haven't been great, just simply. And they're not a playoff team, not a Super Bowl contender, because they just can't get it done. Dak, I hate on Dak, but Dak's been okay, but just Dak hasn't been playing that great. But to me, it's not just Dak's fault, because, I just look to hate on Dak. I'll be honest about that. But Dak's not as bad as I think he is. Honestly, the coaching it's a mix between the coaching and the players. But Zeke hasn't been getting touches like that. I mean, Zeke had a good game, but I remember a couple games ago, Zeke hasn't been getting a lot of touches. But yeah, Dallas just hasn't been great. They're not if they make the playoffs, they're going to be one and done. So that's why they are losers. Just they can't get it done against winning teams. Next up, this man remains on the Dallas Cowboys. My next loser is Jason Garrett. This man's getting fired. Straight and simple. Like I said, lost on Thanksgiving to the Bills. He hasn't gotten the team anywhere. Garrett hasn't gotten the team anywhere. The only time he's gotten the team somewhere was when he played on Thanksgiving as the backup QB. Garrett, I believe, ever since 2000, Dallas is I don't know if he's been coaching since 2000, but Dallas has had 2 playoff appearances. Or not playoff, they only have 2 playoff wins. But Garrett, he just hasn't gotten them anywhere. He's not that great of a coach. He's not a good coach. He's definitely getting fired after the season. Can't get, if they made the playoffs, they won games, they had winning seasons, they made the playoffs, woohoo. But doesn't matter if you can't get to the Super Bowl. Jerry Jones has been in the Super Bowl before, back in '80s, and I can't remember if it was '80s or '90s, but excuse me. But basically, Jerry Jones is saying, listen, we need to get back to those days. We need to get back to the glory days when we were on top. And Jason Garrett hasn't gotten him to a Super Bowl. I don't even know if he's gotten him to a championship. So he's definitely getting fired. He just can't get it done. Maybe he'll be a better coach with a different team, but he's definitely getting fired. And now the only question is who will be the Dallas head coach after Garrett's gone. Some contenders I've heard was Jim Harbaugh from Michigan. Honestly, I could see Kellen Moore taking over the offensive coordinator if they give him a promotion. But I don't know, because his coaching has been good. His coach has been okay this year. But yeah, Garrett's definitely getting fired, and he won't. I don't think he's going to be coaching next year. All right, next up, my last and final loser of this Thanksgiving week/weekend. No other than the Alabama Crimson Tide. Well, now this was a crazy one. Now, I didn't watch the whole game because I was out of town for Thanksgiving. I was driving back that night, but I remember I looked on the ESPN app because I was in the car, so I looked on the ESPN app to see if I could watch it. It was on ABC. ABC. Or no, CBS. It was on CBS. So then I'm looking on YouTube. I'm like, can I find the live stream? I found the live stream. It was like 2 minutes and 12 seconds left. So I saw Derrick Brown bat down that pass. Derrick Brown coming in clutch. And then the kicker missed the field goal. And then I just saw all that happen. And I was like, wow, Auburn actually did it again. So they lost to Auburn in the Iron Bowl, 48-45. Honestly, one of the greatest Iron Bowls. I need to watch the full game highlights because I'm upset I haven't seen it. Because I try to watch the game every year. But Alabama, coming into that game, they're still currently ranked 5th in the college football playoff rankings. They're probably going to fall. Because listen, to me, in high school and college, to make the playoffs or like go to the championship, you either have to go undefeated or only lose one game. Alabama made it last year after losing the Iron Bowl because Auburn lost to Georgia, I'm pretty sure. I think that's why they made it. They had one loss. When was the last time you've seen a team have 2 or more losses and make the college football playoffs? Especially now that there's only 4 teams that make it. And you got Ohio State, LSU, and Clemson, who are all undefeated. So yeah, to me, I can see Utah getting that spot. I don't know, or Georgia might lock up that spot. But yeah, to me, Alabama's done. They lost. That was their second game they lost this year. They lost to LSU previously, and they're most likely missing the playoffs. To me, Alabama. I don't see Alabama making the playoffs. It's two of the 2 biggest games of the year. They lost it. They lost them. Lost both. And I know Saban's furious, but yeah, to me, Alabama's season is done. They're not making the playoffs, so they might as well just play out the rest of the schedule. Get ready for next year. Start bringing in more recruits. Bring in the kicker. They need to bring in the kicker. Alabama has never had a kicker. So that's why that was just a big loss for them. Huge win for Auburn. That was a big loss. That took a lot out of them. And now Saban probably knows that they're not making the playoffs. But another thing, I guess you count this as a small win, is Mac Jones. Mac Jones, he's played great in the Alabama system. He's played good in that game. He put up 43 points. Put up 45 points. And he led the team downfield to take it in overtime. The kicker just missed. But again, if you look at it, Mac Jones could be, he's only good because of the system and the players he has around him. Because Alabama, they haven't really had a good quarterback in a while. Like, I remember AJ McCarron was good at Alabama. Now, where is he at? Jalen Hurts was good, but he wasn't as polished of a passer. Now he's at OU, throwing dimes all over the place. Tua looked like he could break that mold. Now he dislocated his hip, and now his draft stock has fallen. And now you got Mac Jones into his brother. But me, you got Mac Jones. Mac Jones, to me, he's got to improve. To me, I want to see him improve and try and be like, all right, I can. I'm not just a product of the system and the players. I want to see Mac Jones actually like tear it up next year. Like go. I just want to see Mac Jones like dominate college football next year. But yeah, that's a small victory for them. But Alabama's out, they're done for the year. I know I keep saying that, but they're done. And yeah, that's it for this episode. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about each one of these scenarios. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the first day of Sportsmas, and I will talk to you guys next time.